in.
Thanks. It's a nice place.
Oh, thank you. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hey, how's it going?
Good. Let me get a look at you here. Wow.
It's a new dress.
A little pan up and down there. Beauty. Give us a little spin. That's a lot of hair. Holy shit.
That's all mine.
That was my next question. That's really all your hair?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Okay. Well, how are you feeling about this whole thing?
Nervous, but good. I'm excited. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Come on in here.
Sweet, thank you.
You can come right on in here, and you can have a seat right on the couch there.
I put my phone like, is this okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It's situated here. Cool. All right, I was actually just giving a little introduction about you
Oh, really?
to these guys. Yeah, telling them one of the most interesting things, because I've never done a movie or anything with a girl from Alaska.
Yeah.
So that is wild to me.
For sure. No, it's like a really interesting spot, but I'm excited to be not in Alaska anymore. I spent like way too long there. So yeah, I'm excited to be out of the cold. So.
How long did you live in Alaska for?
25 years.
Holy shit.
Oh,
That's a long time.
That's a hot minute, yeah.
Okay, so I've only heard about living in Alaska. I've never actually lived there.
So I never traveled outside of Alaska, so I didn't realize how much Alaska sucked until I came out here and I had something to actually compare it to. So it's a great spot to visit, not a great spot to live. I loved a lot of aspects of it, but the cold and the darkness is just I'm over it. Yeah, 25 years was enough.
So that part's legit, the dark thing.
It's super legit. It sucks. Yeah.
So during you guys will have times where it's just sunny for the whole day?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For I mean, it kind of depends on if you're the southern or northern end of Alaska. I was up way north. So yeah, I never saw the sun for months at a time, hence the pale skin. But yeah, and then for several months out of the year, it would just be super, super dark.
24/7.
Just about, yeah. You get a little bit of twilight, but that was about it. That was the extent of it. Wow. But it was cool. It was all right.
What's in the time of year where the sun is out all the time? What's the temperature like?
Surprisingly warm for what I feel like a lot of people think for Alaska. It's the warmest that I'd ever experienced in Alaska was 85. That's pretty hot.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good temperature.
So, but low 70s are really normal. You get your days that are 65, but 85 is peak warm weather for Alaska. But yeah, so not too bad. But and then so I would say July you probably get the most sunlight and it's pretty cool. Yeah, I just used to work all through July, never sleep because your body's not used to it. You know what I mean? So it's easy to just stay awake and make money. Yeah.
100%. So how much daylight are you getting in that time of year?
There's maybe 3 or 2 hours that are twilight-ish, where the sun kind of peeks down a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty up.
I love it. See, because I'm a daytime kind of guy.
I'm a daytime kind of girl.
So if it never ended, it's amazing.
Yeah. No, that's why I love it out here, is because it's so sunny all the time, and yeah, I have so much more energy as opposed to being in the dark and cold all the time.
Just wait till winter out here, it gets dark early.
I bet it still won't be as bad as where I'm from, so I think we'll be okay.
It starts to be dark at 4 o'clock in the summertime.
That's pretty early, but I'll still take it over Alaska. Yeah. Okay,
that's awesome stuff. Awesome. And what's there to do for fun out there?
Ooh, there is not a whole lot to do. That's why I just worked a lot. Alaska, if you like the outdoors and whatnot, that's really cool. I used to spend a lot of time, walking with my dogs and stuff like that. But yeah, there's really not really a whole lot going on, especially in the town that I'm from. Yeah, that's why I just worked all the time because I didn't know any better because it's so boring up there. There's not really shit to do, so I just worked.
So what did you do for work up there?
Oh, so whenever I was there was a lot of times where I was holding 3 jobs at a time. So I was a bikini barista. Okay. So in Alaska, that's wild because you're in this tiny coffee hut that's 40 degrees, fucking shivering, what do you want to fucking drink, sir?
They don't have a heater in there?
Yeah, well, so they did, but you gotta think you're in -30, like hanging out of the window
fuck
with
this.
like open windows all the time. So like it's hard. So like I always joke with everybody like that's why like I pumped out all this hair is because I was trying to stay warm because I was like shivering. So as a bikini barista, I was a bartender for a little while. I did the OnlyFans thing.
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
And like that went well. I bounced all of my jobs to kind of off of each other. And I was a stripper up there too. And so yeah, between like all of those things, it did all right. Kept busy. Yeah.
What's the like ratio of like attractive women up there?
There's not a lot of women at all, let alone attractive women.
So you got to be crushing it in a strip club.
I did okay. I did all right. Yeah.
I imagine you got to be like, it's like you're like a diamond over there. You know what I mean? Just like.
Yeah, I did really well. So like Alaska, it was a lot of regulars, and so yeah, I feel like you have to like build that up because like every club is like different, and so there, you know, you don't get a whole lot of like people like coming in and out. So there it was like all regulars, but yeah, I did really well. And yeah, it did help that there was not like a whole lot of pretty faces in Alaska, so you know, gave me a leg up.
Yeah, absolutely. How many strip clubs are there out there?
So in the town that like I was dancing in, there's the one. Yeah, and it's like a little like. Yeah, small, like kind of hole in the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you said, like the different clubs. I'm like, really? They have multiples? Like, okay.
Further south, they have a few.
Okay.
Yeah, where I was at, there was just like 6 to 10 girls max, like in the summertime.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it was pretty small.
6 to 10 girls in the whole club?
Mm-hmm. And that like 10 is like quite a bit for that club.
That is insane.
Mm-hmm. The most that I'd ever seen out of my like, you know, 6 or so years of working there was like 18 girls. And if there was 18 girls, like I just wouldn't work because it's so much competition for the tiny club that like it's not even worth it.
How many guys would be in the club?
It always kind of varied. But like it would get pretty packed sometimes, especially on the weekends. It was outside of a military establishment, so like did okay sometimes. Yeah, it was really fun though. Like I loved that chapter of my life. That's
amazing. Okay. And then I've heard like the bar situation up there is like pretty wild too. Like,
it is. I mean, a lot of people like drink pretty heavily up there because they like get the seance because of like the darkness and everything. So there's that, and like I bartended for a little while. It was okay. Like the tips weren't, I don't know exactly what I was hoping for. So like I mostly just like did that for a couple months and then like put my time elsewhere. But yeah, it was all right. I don't know. I think that it was being able to like market yourself and like exposure to different people really is what like helped my money. So like that was like the whole plan of like bartending was to like market.
Sure, yeah, for sure. All right, and now you don't live there anymore.
I don't.
Okay, you're here now.
I'm here.
Awesome. And what made you want to like start getting into some porno stuff?
Mostly just like opportunity. I just feel like time is ticking, and and I just want to like honestly, like I was pretty swayed by money. I just want to like make a lot of money and then retire and like live somewhere like kind of like off the beaten path and like have too many pets. Like that's all I want. So I just want money. Yeah.
You were already off the beaten path.
I was.
You want to go back to off the beaten path?
I want to go back to off the beaten path, but not in Alaska.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's your like ideal like place to go?
I want us to go about some like southern parts of like Montana.
Okay.
Like see what that's about. I would just like a little space so that I could just have my own like sense of like privacy. Yeah.
You still want to have like snow and everything like that?
4 seasons, but like I like a white Christmas. But like that's like kind of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't like. It's hard for me to say where I want to be just because I haven't been too many places. Like I've been to Alaska and I've been to here, and that's it. So, so we're still kind of like working on the plan. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. And you say you've been doing the OnlyFans thing. So like, are you like hoping that blows up with this also?
I mean, I wouldn't say no. Like, if it did, like, blow up, I would love that. So for sure, yes, I would love for my OnlyFans to blow up. In addition to, like, doing, like, professional porn. That'd be great. So, yeah, no, I love doing, like, the OnlyFans thing. And I like, you know, like, collabing and, like, doing stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to get into, like, the more professional, like, whatever this is.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Perfect stuff. So, when you were like in Alaska, what was your sex life like?
It varied. Like, I didn't really have a whole lot of time to like sleep around. Like if I was in, if I was like seeing somebody, like I would get laid. I honestly just like fucked myself a lot. Because
Okay.
like also too, like you have to understand, like it was a small town, so like one, I didn't have a lot of options.
Everyone's talking.
Everybody talks. And then if I thought like, a guy was cute, I'd be like, oh hey, and then like 3 of my fucking friends would be like, oh yeah, fucking been there, and I'd be like, all right, so it's like we're moving on to the next one. So I didn't have too much sex in Alaska, but that's another reason why I'm like excited to be here is because
It'll be the same thing.
Well, so I don't know, just the dating scene and like that whole scene up there just sucks because like all guys are so thirsty because there's no women. So I like a little, like.
You ready for a spoiler alert? We're all thirsty all the time. It never ends.
That makes sense. But yeah, so like it was, it varied. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. It's funny though, because when you say that like people talk and like your friend, you're gonna run into that same thing out here.
Yeah, that's kind of to be expected. But
Yeah.
at this point, I'm just like kind of over it. Like I don't really care all that much anymore. I don't know. It's
Okay,
different.
let's do
And like especially too, so like I do the OnlyFans thing, and I have a really like tight friend group with that. And so I just have like I don't know, there's probably like 7 of us that are all like male and female like content creators, and we all just kind of like bang each other. So
Sure.
like yeah, so like it's fun, it's cool. So I'm a little bit more like open to it now as
Okay.
opposed to
Awesome stuff. So you said you used to fuck yourself all the time?
quite a bit. Yeah.
Like what was your like routine like? Get off work, one of your jobs.
Yeah, so to be honest, like every time, probably like 5 days a week, like as soon as I got off work from dancing was always the one that like, I think it was because whenever I made a lot of money, like I felt really like, felt good about myself and everything, and I had like the good like money endorphins like pumping, and so that's when I like went home and like made myself feel even a little bit better, and usually had my like stack of money next to me, and I'm like,
Okay.
and
How